Good morning, Trader James here, doing a quick trade review of my day trades this morning. Just got to stick to the plan. If that would have happened, it would have been done almost half hour sooner. But did and ended up a good day, up 5.9R on the day. I stop or close out all my positions once I passed the 5R mark. Ended up moving down quicker than I normally can get out of the trade, so ended up with that extra 0.9R after all fees and everything. So trades today, 5 total, 2 wins, a 5R and the 4R. The 4R was the one that I closed out before I would have normally taken my profit, but I was at my daily goal for the day, so just closed it out. 3 losses, all equal to 1R, all equal loss, no break evens. So today was a decent day. My 3 losses were all trades that I shouldn't have taken. 2 of them were pre-market trades, and 1 of them I zoomed into the 2-minute, and I try my best to stick to the 5-minute and greater time frames. So let's just zoom in. I'll start working my way through everything here. We'll go to the first couple setups of the day. So right down here, I noticed that we had a little bit of a possibility of a 5-minute higher high, lower low. Then we had a tiny little higher high, and then we were holding this base of support, so I wanted to go long. So I did enter with a break on this candle here, break of this previous high, but we came down, got stopped out, and then reversed. So then I was like, all right, well, we held the low, we just got a little fake out there, I'm going to enter again. I entered a second time, and then the same thing came down, just took me out of my position, and then you see this monster move here. I mean, this was from where I initially entered. We're looking at almost 180 points right there. But regardless, I wouldn't have taken that because that's not part of my trade plan. But I was definitely right in my thesis, but wrong in my timing. The open, I'm supposed to just trade after the open, and I took both of those trades pre-market. So both of them were losses, both of them I deserved, but I did take a kind of I would say a B plus B setup that I often take is the open and the break of the previous candle. So what I did was I entered with breaking this level, and then I added 10 points above that level, moving my stop up to the initial entry, so my risk is now the same. But I'm double my sized, and I ended up getting a 5R trade there. So I took 20 points and 30 points. So it was initially a 10-point stop loss, 30-point target, and then I added a 20-point target with the stop at 5 points from my new average. Worked well, got me back on track. If I had skipped those 2 pre-market trades, I would have been done for the day right there. I stopped when I hit 5R on the day, and I had a 5R trade, but those 2 stupid pre-market trades that I shouldn't have taken caused me to have to keep trading for a little bit longer. So then I went up, there's just this massive move, and I kept thinking, I should just buy, just jump in, like it's just going, I don't need a whole ton. So I was like, all right, well, what about the 2-minute? The 2-minute should have something, 2-minute higher low, and we did, and we just kept climbing and climbing and climbing. So we were now 2-minute overbought, we were 5-minute overbought, and we were 15-minute overbought. So I was like, all right, you know what, I'm going to zoom into the 2-minute. I'm going to be sneaky and try and get something. As you can see right here, went in my favor, came back, stopped me out on just barely. I mean, look at that. It was like within points, but it wasn't part of my trade plan. I don't trade just on the 2-minute exclusively. So if I was going to trade on the 2-minute, I should have waited for a 2-minute trend change to go short. Regardless, that one was another loss, which bumped me down. Then I was like, all right, well, I can't keep trading. I can't. I got to zoom back out. I caught myself instead of just jumping right back in. I went out to the 5-minute and said, all right, if we break this inside bar bear, I'm going to add a first position, and I'll add a second position if it moves 10 points in my favor. So initially that's what I did. I had my initial entry, and then my take profit was somewhere down here, and then I had a second and my same take profit. Again, every time I add a second position, I move my stop loss to keep the exact same amount of risk. So my stop loss was now at my initial target, and it moved in my favor enough that my account stopped me out. I hit my daily goal for the day, and it closed out my positions. Ended up being a 4-hour trade. After fees and everything, I ended up with a 5.9-hour day. Again, once I get over a 5-hour, I close everything out and just go from there. So, two good trades, 3 subpar shouldn't have taken trades. I would grade my day a B plus. I took 2 really good ones that are perfectly according to my plan, 3 not great ones, but I managed my risk. I didn't try to revenge trade. I didn't jump back in. Some things to improve, just avoiding those things that aren't part of my plan. So pre-market trading and going below the 5-minute time frame. Both of those things just tend, on average, to not work out for me. Sometimes I get some great trades, but on average, it doesn't work. So I just need to stay away from it. Anyway, this was June 2nd, 5.9-hour in the day. A decent day. I'm back on Thursday, I do believe, and have a good week.